All right, Joe back with Joe's Golden Garage. Thought I'd do a little video of the my aunt's white Expedition. So let's back it out of the garage here to have a look at it. This is an 05. It's in really good condition for an 05. Been well taken care of. I'll tell you a little bit about it. Let's get it out of the garage here. Get her running. 109,781 Expedition. Now that's an old navigation system, buddy, right there. This truck, this one's been a good one right here, but something really unusual happened to it. Gosh, I guess it's been about a year ago, I guess. We'll talk about it in a minute. But anyway, let's pop the hood, see what we got. I think we're running the 5.4 Triton in this baby. This 05 Expedition was purchased new in 2005 by my mom and stepdad. They bought it new, 05, and kept it about, I think they kept it about a year, and then sold it. Decided they wanted to sell it because they wanted convertible, I think is what it was, and they bought a used Mercedes convertible. So they sold this to my aunt, and it only had about 5,000 miles on it. This is the 5.4 Triton, runs perfect, never an issue with this engine. And I don't know, I know the 05 trucks had problems with cam phasers and stuff like that. I don't know if that affects the Expedition, but this one's never had any troubles. This truck's been largely garage kept. As you can see, it's got Michelin rubber. Could use a bath as well. It's cold in winter time around here. It's been raining a lot, so not a lot of vehicles are getting baths. Got a tow package. I think it's only been used once or twice to pull a motorcycle trailer. But this thing has been, you know, retiree owned. So, you know, it's never seen kid duty. She's got some of her personal stuff in here. My aunt's husband has to wear a special shoe. He has to have a few inches added to the console. I mean, the sole of his shoe. He was in a really bad motorcycle accident, so he's shorter on one side. But this is a great vehicle. Been a great vehicle. And for an 05 only to have 109,000 miles, that's pretty crazy. That's low miles. The seat is starting to show its age. Got a little crack there. But I've seen worse. At the auction, I see a lot of these where these tan interiors have not made it at all. We got an airbag light on, no big deal. Pretty common practice. Got a sensor bad somewhere. This is a two-wheel drive Eddie Bauer that has some options on it. It's got the premium stereo with the nav of the time. Oh, it doesn't even have a nav disc in it. Obviously never been used. This one has the optional power moonroof. It has the optional curtain airbags up there. That was an option on these in 05. It is a two-wheel drive model, not four-wheel drive. But yeah, when my parents decided they wanted a convertible, they decided because they have a truck, a car, and then they wanted a convertible, so they decided to sell this to fund the convertible project. And my aunt has owned this ever since, and this has been pretty much her daily, you know, her daily driver since she bought it. I think it was sometime around 06. It runs and drives good. This is let's go ahead and open this up. Yeah, open that power roof up. This one also has the heated and cooled seats right there. AC and heat. But this particular body style of Expedition ran, gosh, a long time. It came out in 03, and it was largely unchanged until about, I can't say if it was 2007 or 2008, and I got a little facelift on the front, a little facelift on the tail lamps in the back, and some new choices in wheels and what have you. But in 03 and 04 and 05 and 06 all look identical, except for some changes on the gauges. And I guess in 2006 got the updated gauges. This is still the older style gauges. My wife had an 03 Expedition, which was exactly like this one. That we had for many years. We sold it when it had about 160 or 70,000 miles on it. It was a good truck. But yeah, this is the truck that everyone has fallen in love with over the years and borrowed to, you know, go on a vacation, or you know, I need to move this, or do you mind if I borrow the Expedition? I need to fold down the seats and haul a cabinet, or you know, whatever. And you know, my aunt has a 2015 Lexus SUV in the garage that has 10,000 miles on it. She never drives because she loves this thing so much. She just loves how this drives. She says this is like a, you know, comfortable pair of old shoes. That's what it reminds her, and she just prefers to drive it. And I don't blame her. I like these old Expeditions. They ride pretty decently. I mean, even though these train tracks, you could hear some banging around and some rattling, but they ride pretty good. They're pretty smooth overall, especially if you keep a good set of Michelins on here. Old 5.4 Triton's a bulletproof, good motor. At least in the Expeditions, I find they are. Now, the funny thing that happened with this car has always been immaculately serviced. My aunt is the kind of person that takes a car to the dealership for every service. She takes this car goes to the Ford dealership for every service. Still, even at this age and this miles and, you know, whatever, yeah, it goes to the dealer. But last year, her and my mom and my grandmother, before my grandmother passed away, they liked to go up into North Carolina to the casinos and go gambling. And they got up there and spent a few days, gambled and did their thing. And they got in the Expedition here to come home. And luckily it happened very quickly as they were just leaving the casino. They left the casino, got about a mile down the road, and the transmission totally went out on this thing. Just totally went out. Wouldn't engage in any gear. Wouldn't do jack. And of course they called me, since I'm the car guy, asking me all these questions. I'm like, look, y'all, I mean, the only thing I know to tell you to do is have it towed home. And so what ended up happening is they rented a car, came on home, had this thing towed over to the closest Ford dealer up in North Carolina to get an analysis, and sure enough, yeah, they wanted to put a transmission in it. And of course it was going to be about $4,000, I think. And my aunt was thinking about that time, she said, well, she had just gotten her Lex. Let's do a little, hang on, do a little 0 to 60. Sorry about all that vibration. Whew. I had it resting on the steering wheel. It didn't like that. So I said, let's just tow this thing home and get some second opinions. And we got it towed back down here. And we know a Ford guy. He was a technician for Ford dealership for several years. And he decided to get out of it. And he got another job doing something, working for the water department or something like that. But he built him a shop in his yard, and he was still servicing Fords for people. He was doing a lot of cam phaser updates on these engines for the people with the cam phaser issues, and he would, you know, do engine swaps or whatever. So we took it to him, and he rebuilt or replaced the transmission. I can't remember what he did, but it was only about $2,200 versus $4,000. I'm thinking he put a remanufactured transmission in it, or he may have just put a good used one in it, but it shifts perfectly now. No problems, no issues. I'm really surprised. The first one went out at just, you know, at 100,000 miles. You know, people laugh about a Ford and, you know, any American brand for that matter, but gosh, even those guys have got it together to where transmissions last longer than that. But not in this case on this one. This one had a weak spot in it somewhere. So that's been the only major issue with the old white Eddie Bauer Expedition. She's been a good truck overall, and with only 109,000 miles, this thing has years left, and it's just a good truck. Ever since I sold our 03 that my wife used to drive, she has always wanted another one. I'm like, they're too damn big and they're gas hogs. They're too damn big, they're gas hogs. But I get in this one and drive it, and I can remember why she liked it. To me, I think a Tahoe drives a little better. A Suburban drives a little smoother and better than one of these. But there's just something about these Expeditions I really like. I like the interiors better, I think. It's a little more plain, or I like the round vents. I don't know, something about it. I just like the Ford better. I think it's just a better looking vehicle, I guess you could say. But anyway, well, I'll wrap this up. This is just a quick little drive of the 05 Ford Expedition with the 5.4 Triton, two-wheel drive. Great trucks, man. If you're looking for an inexpensive, I mean, you can pick one of these things up for cheap. God, I see them at the sale going for cheap. You know, this is a $3,000 to $5,000 car easy all day long. So if you find one that's just got a good Carfax, got some good maintenance with it, jump on it, buy it. They're good vehicles. So anyway, y'all have a good day, and like, subscribe, comment below. I read all the comments, good or bad. But trying to gain a few more subscribers and might head in some kind of direction with this thing. So appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good one. Bye.